What's up, GameFace Studios? This is MoTheFo16, and today I'm back here with another NBA 2K13 MyCareer video with the heir to Ray Allen, Cole Banks, on the Boston Celtics. And the reason I'm deciding to highlight this game today is because the Boston Celtics and the San Antonio Spurs were both in the news last week. Rondo, I believe this is true, do not quote me on it though, but Rajon Rondo is going for second on the all-time list for games consecutive with at least 10 assists. And this would have been the night for the record if he did not get ejected. He and Chris Humphries, for whatever reason, I think it was a foul, they got into a fight, and, you know, it was ugly. Rondo got ejected, and I think someone else got ejected too, and Rondo ended up getting suspended for 2 games, and so the streak ended. And so that was pretty big because I was pretty excited for that streak, and I know a lot of people went to that game basically just for that, but they got their money's worth with a fight instead of that though. And then the San Antonio Spurs, now this one really confuses me. I don't see any problem with this, and for some reason David Stern does. But the San Antonio Spurs were playing a basketball game against the Miami Heat on primetime television. And the Spurs decided to send their stars home instead of having them play because they played 4 games in their past 5 days. And personally, I don't see a problem with this. It's the Spurs' decision to do this, and I don't see what gives the right to David Stern to fine them $250,000. You know, I just don't see it, but whatever. That's just my personal opinion. So getting now into the gameplay, Cole's doing pretty well. He already has 8 points, a couple assists, and he's shooting 67% from behind the line, as you see him draw a foul right there. So he's having himself a pretty good season, and the Celtics are having themselves a pretty good season as well. They're about 500 right now, and so they're about actually where they're at in real life. And on the flip side, the San Antonio Spurs, they're having another great season. And, you know, you just cannot say enough about the Spurs. They age every year, and yet every year they're at the very top of the Western Conference. And speaking of the Western Conference, how about the Lakers? 8-9 on the date I'm recording this. They've been a huge disappointment. They assembled their big 3, which seems actually more like a big 5, because they have Kobe Bryant, Dwight Howard, Steve Nash, who has not played, I don't think, at all, Pau Gasol, and the Meta World Peace, or Ron Artest, whatever you want to call him. And personally, I did see this coming. I know a lot of people didn't, but actually I did. And the reason for this is because when the Miami Heat assembled their big 3, they had the same problems early. And given they did make the NBA Finals in the end, they did struggle a lot early in the season. In fact, they actually lost their opening game to the Boston Celtics. And other than that, the Eastern Conference, how about the Knicks? The Knicks are my team. I'm a huge fan of them, and I'm very happy with their performance so far. Melo's looking like an MVP candidate, and even without Amari, they're doing great. And personally, I don't even really want Amari Stoudemire back at this point. They're doing great without him. You got your big man Tyson Chandler, you got your 3-point shooters Novak, J.R. Smith, and then you got the star, Carmelo Anthony. And they're doing fantastic. I'm very proud of them. It's the other big teams, the Nets. How about the Nets? They're not getting enough credit for what they're doing so far. They have Darren Williams, Gerald Wallace, Joe Johnson, Brooke Lopez, and Chris Humphries as their 5. That is easily, in my opinion, one of the best 5 starters in the NBA. And I believe they're second in the Eastern Conference right now. Don't quote me on that, I'm not positive. But I believe right now they're second in the Eastern Conference. And they're looking good to stay in that position throughout the remainder of the season.
Make sure to pick up a copy of 2K Sports Magazine. On the cover, it's Insanity, a breakout talent, making his mark in the NBA.
I had to cut myself off for that. That is a really cool animation thing that they decided to put in the game this year. With the magazine cover, kind of like your own endorsement advertisement, I really do like that. And so anyway, you might be looking at the score right now. We are only down by 3, except at this point we're down by 7 now. But we were down by, I believe, 15 at one point. We ended up cutting the lead down to 3, and then I'm going in right here, trying to get something going, passing it, and I'm going to get an assist. And so they're up by 5, looking to do something with the ball. Tony Parker one of the oldest, but one of the best point guards in the league, taking it down, trying to get something going. Tony Parker rolling out right. I know that's a football term, but I'm going to use it for basketball. And then I play horrendous defense on the other end. Caught the ball and easily put it up. I couldn't even get a hand on it, but whatever. It happens. We got to focus on winning this game right here, right now. Down by 7. 4 and some change left on the clock. I pump fake, and I'm going to pass it to Kevin Garnett, who's going to pass it to Rondo, and then back to me. I'm going to try to go inside. Passing it to Rondo, and it says I did a bad pass. Should have gotten the assist, but I guess it hit off him or something, and so I credit it for a bad pass instead of an assist. NBA 2K13, it figures, right? And then Tim Duncan going inside, almost throwing it over Leonard's head. He's going to put it up for 3, but because this is NBA 2K13, he gets the offensive rebound and then gets a foul. And so at this point, we are down by 8. Not looking good at all. Green's going to pass it to me, and it's off of my foot. I should not have jumped right there. If he passed it to me and I caught it, I pretty easily could have put it up. Almost a turnover, and then almost another overthrow. Jackson going in, shooting it up, and making it splash. And so we're down by 10. This game is pretty much in the books. You got 30 seconds left on the clock. Just got to finish out this game strong. We're down by 10. I get a rebound right here. And so at this point, the game is over. I finished the game with 10 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists. And I also had, I think, 1 steal, and I don't think I got any blocks. But anyway, guys, that's pretty much it. 5 seconds left on the clock. It was just one of those games that we did very well offensively, but not well defensively at all. So anyway, guys, that's it. MoTheFo16 signing out. Come give me a sub. My goal is 1,000 by the end of the year. So come help me. And follow me on Twitter, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks, GFS. Peace.
It can't be easy to lose a game when you have the kind of performance you did tonight. What did you have to say to the team in the locker room afterwards?
I just talked about where we went wrong and what we need to work on for the next game. Defensive intensity is definitely one thing. Controlling the boards a little better is another one. My own performance is really irrelevant. It's about the team coming together and playing well enough to get the win. Tonight, we didn't play at a high enough level, and you saw the result.